Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for the very warm introduction. For those of you who don't know WATG, this gives me an opportunity. Am I too loud? Am I booming? My audio is bad here. It's okay. Okay, thumbs up. WATG gives me a pleasure just to talk about something I'm passionate about and a company I've been with now for 32 years. When we were looking at this next 10 minutes, we wondered how on earth we're going to talk. With passion, we believe in innovation and how that's going to be taking the hospitality industry further forward. And I think we started off by thinking about the past and how we build the future on the past. Maya Angelou, the author, said you cannot know where you're going until you understand where you've come from. And that's incredibly important. So let's think about a minute. WATG is a company with a lot of heritage. We've been in existence since 1946. Those are our founding partners, Mr. Wimberley, Mr. Allison, Mr. Tong, Mr. Gu. And we've been around since that time. And they had a vision that they wanted to create a very special design and architectural company. And in the 80 years we've been in existence, we've created our own legacy. And we've been part of that hospitality and that development of the travel business for those nearly 80 years. And it all started with the refurbishment of the Royal Hawaiian. Fundamentally, it's a Hawaiian company, which we now operate out of 3 hub offices in Singapore, London, and in California, and some smaller ones. But let's talk through some of the heritage that we own and we belong to, yeah? The Hotel Bora Bora in 1961 was the first time that overwater suites had been designed. It was completely driven by the fact that the designers had gone to site and they'd found that the turtles were nesting on the beach where the developer wanted the hotel suites. And the team said, no, let's look at this ecologically, let's throw the accommodation into the water, and let's keep the beach pristine. Let's move on. Tangjong was an Arcana winning award. And then the 90s started talking about the very large, the big behemoth hotels that we saw across the world. We were working with the Curzon organization, both here in Atlantis and also through Vegas. But at the same time, my career also started in Dubai with firstly the Ritz-Carlton, which is now down in the Dubai Marina, the original one, followed by the one and only, the Royal Mirage. And then in 2005, I was based down in Abu Dhabi, delivering the Emirates Palace as the design director. Bardesano saw us being the world's first LEED Platinum status hotel, and we've moved on to design all kinds of other things outside our box. We're currently doing the carriages for the Orient Express, but the innovation now takes us into 2020, where we've been looking at the first completely printed guest module. This is a one-bedroom suite that we're working with out of a company in Wisconsin. It is completely printed. It includes all the mechanical, the electrical services. Everything is coming out of the 3-dimensional printer. So that's our legacy. How does that begin to inform our future, though? When we look at it, we quite clearly feel that the future is here. It's everyone in this room. This is the most exciting journey that I think we're on at the moment. And all kinds of things are happening at this particular time. For us, we're being liberated by the fact that the materials are no longer enforcing us to do rectilinear designs. We can build virtually anything. As we begin to think about what we're designing, we're also thinking more responsibly about our environment. We have landscape architects as part of our team and our DNA. And in fact, working with a planting palette and the water budget is not a problem. It can create something very special of the place and something that's very unique. To this point, it also begins to talk about where we are with sustainability. This is no longer a greenwash. This is no longer an overlay. This is something we have to take very seriously. So imagine a new resort where every single suite has its own courtyard with its own environment that it can be modified. The biophilia that's also within that. And this isn't just a stage set. This is actually deep thinking. This is deep domain knowledge by us as architects. Every single one of our team knows and understands how the industry works. to that point, this is a radial resort. Just think of probably the worst significant thing about most hotels is the guest room corridor. Imagine if the hotel was configured concentrically. And as the hotel is occupied, you occupy it from the center outwards. And then when the occupancy decreases, it goes back into the center. It allows you to do all kinds of things with your engineering and your energy use through them. Let's also with it, sorry, not a CGI. This is fundamentally going back old school. Yes, we do draw. That was done last week in my studio. Yeah? But this is where we are. We've got to forget the human element. It's fine. AI can take over. It can produce some people are using it. We do not use AI for any of our imagery. But this is the public realm. And how people engage, how the hotel and how the properties begin to talk and they contribute to the community, and how they become permeable within the public realm. And ultimately, what is that big statement? We've been talking about Kodak moments to Instagram moments, etc. But ultimately, what is that? Why would you be anywhere? Why would you come to either a resort or a hotel or a destination, and how would people begin to identify that? So clearly, there's some big issues that as designers we're beginning to deal with. But for us, what's fundamental to us is a group of architects, designers, landscape architects and planners. We've got on board over 450 staff, and we're delivering projects all over the globe. Here in region, we've just completed the Waldorf Astoria in Lusail. These was one of 4 projects we designed in the region and were opened in the last 2 years. The sweeping curves of this building are completely in contrast to our next project that we were just going to be looking at. So the sweeping lines of the movement of travel are then taken over by looking at, well, how then do you take it, and we're looking into the Chedi in Katara, which is a Rajasthani palace that the owner had an incredible urge to recreate an experience that they had enjoyed. After that, the 4 Seasons Resort and Residence that we're doing, we opened on the Pearl and Zulal Resort by Chivasom. We are a group of integrated designers. We also work with third-party interior designers and landscape architects. What we completely believe is operations and design has to work hand in hand. This particular project is the Nobu in Los Cabos, and it's delivering on the idea that we're creating a culinary resort around the hotel scene, and it has that complete clean lines of the Orient. In Europe, the mega yacht port down at Porto Montenegro, we're just completing the final phase of the Regency pool deck residences, and moving further on with their master plan. Ritz-Carlton Reserve here in Rizala Valley, and the reinvention of Chinese domestic architecture through our interiors team begins to look at how that all works together to produce unique environments that are delivering on their hospitality DNA. And one of the final ones here is Jeju. This is the JW Marriott, which we just completed in Korea. Sitting right on the edge of a rocky coastline, it begins to talk to and respond to its environment with its landscape, with its architecture, with its manicured areas and the rough, rugged coastline beyond. It's a curation of emotions that are raw, just like the coast. Ultimately, though, we're a bunch of people who, we've got some low-rise stuff in both Cyprus and in Egypt, and finally we'll look at also downtown areas such as Istanbul, the reinvention of the Zorlu Center for our sins. WATG is 450 design professionals based in 3 offices and 6 satellite offices around the globe. With a passion, we design and we deliver architecture and design for the hospitality industry every single day of the week, every week of the year. Thank you.